Hey everyone, this is Angela at Bake It With Love, and today we're making our fabulous strawberry buttermilk crepes. This is the most perfect breakfast you can have any day of the week, even though we usually reserve it for the weekend and special occasions. So we're going to start out with a cup of bread flour, a half a teaspoon salt, and a tablespoon of sugar. We're going to add a portion of our buttermilk in and the eggs, and we'll mix that. You'll see that here soon. We're just going to mix it to make kind of a really thick paste to start with. See, just a little bit of my buttermilk. I'm going to set that aside. Make that paste. Oh, there's some vanilla too. That can go in now or later. When we get the pasty mix, then we'll add the rest of the buttermilk. And then you'll see it'll be kind of like a normal pancake mixture. And then we'll add cold water. And that will make it the really thin batter that it's really runny, really super runny batter that you're used to with crepes. And after we add the water, we'll add a little bit of melted butter that of course has been set aside and allowed to cool so that it doesn't cook our batter. And I have to talk a little bit here about the fact I have a new crepe maker and I can't tell you how much I love it. I'm used to using just a normal flat like you'd use for pancakes. It's kind of a crepe pan, but the handle that's on the stovetop. But I got one of those new plug-in crepe makers, and I just think it's fantastic. So if you make a ton of pancakes, a ton of breakfast, omelets, crepes, I highly suggest one of these little crepe makers. It's really handy dandy. So we are here now where we've got our nice runny batter, and I'm going to cover this and let it rest for about 30 minutes before actually making the crepes. So here I have my new crepe maker, and I'm going to ladle my crepes into there, and then I'm going to pick it up and give it a little twirl to make the batter go around so it's just a thin one layer on my crepe pan. Now before I started this, not only did I have my crepe maker already warmed up at a pretty low setting, I think 2 or 3 or a really low medium, and I also have a kitchen towel, a small one that I use. I have a little bit of oil on it, and I run it over my crepe maker between each crepe, and then I cook about a minute per side, and it kind of bubbles. You can see that there, and it'll be lightly golden on the back side. And if I'm having any problems with sticking, I actually use that same kitchen towel with the oil on it, and I wipe down my spatula too. And so after this is cooked for about a minute, I'm going to start toying with the edges to see if my spatula is going to work its way under there just right, and then I'll flip them. See, go along the edge, kind of give it a lift. When I can lift it halfway into the center, that's when I go ahead and give it a flip. Yes, I use my fingers to check it this time. I occasionally do that. It burns your fingers though, so I don't suggest it. And if you can see, like I had a little small tear there, but don't worry about that. I mean, they still eat the same as long as you don't tear them in half. It's all going to work out just fine. So you continue this process until you've worked through your crepe batter. And if you have some left over, just cover it and put it in the refrigerator. It'll work for tomorrow morning too. Not a problem. And still just as delicious. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and run through a couple more. This one's almost finished. We're going to flip it and remove it to a plate and make our stack. And you'll see me wipe down my crepe maker. So the surface is clean and then oiled with a little bit of fresh oil. And then I pour my next crepe and I run it around the edges to make it nice and smooth and flat. You'll see that it bubbles just like you would expect with a normal pancake. Little air pockets being released as it's cooking. And again, about a minute per side. And you just keep moving on and repeat until you're all done with however many you would like to do. Remember also that crepes aren't just for breakfast. It's a wonderful way to eat breakfast, but you can also do all sorts of things with crepes, savory as well as sweet. And today we're making strawberry and fresh whipped cream to go with our buttermilk crepes. They just work together really well, really beautifully. I also have another day that I'll be making some raspberry cream crepes. They're fabulous. I love the word fabulous. So we'll roll with that. You can see that this crepe has a little tear in the corner. Again, don't worry about that. And it's just lightly golden on this side. You don't want them too dark. If they're turning out too dark, turn your temperature down that you're cooking with. So adjust it. I always do, I swear, 2 crepes that I lose to getting the adjustments just right. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, as we have a lot of videos coming up. And as always, I'll see you again next time.